Have you ever thought about buying your next investment property at auction? Auctions are great ways to buy properties below market value to avoid lengthy and uncertainty buying procedures and bag yourself a bargain. In this video, I am going to share some essential points to consider to help you buy your dream investment property that will generate you an amazing return on investment. Before I continue, if you like this video or any of my videos, hit the like button below and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of these videos. Let's get to it. These are the things you need to look for or look out for before the auction. Number one, research about the property and the auctioneers in your investment area that you want to buy properties at. Decide on the area you're interested in and contact the local property auctioneer house to understand what their requirements are, find out about any upcoming auctions, and ask them to add you on their mailing list for any future property auctions that are coming on the market, and have the catalog ready to look through all the properties that you may be interested in buying. Number two, obtain a copy of the auction and legal pack from the auctioneer. The auction and legal pack contains key information about the property. Searches are often included in the legal document, but if they are not, ask your solicitor to find out before auction. Even if they're a legal document, if you cannot read it or you don't understand it, ask your solicitor to go through the legal pack so they could highlight any concerns, covenant, or any stuff that may deter you from doing any works in the property. And the legal documents are vary from property to property, so ensure that any property that you're going to bid on, you've gone through the actual legal pack to understand exactly what is included in it, because some of them have covenant or loopholes that could end up costing you more money than you bargained for. Number three, arrange viewings and ask so many questions. Once you have spotted a property or two that you like, contact the auctioneer house or contact the auctioneer themselves to arrange viewing. Make sure you go thoroughly and inspect the house, including looking at the infrastructure of the property, the structure, the windows, the door, the roof is very, very important, the boiler, and the surrounding neighborhood. Ask next door, how is the neighbor like? How is the neighborhood like? How is the area itself like? Then you would know exactly what sort of property investment that would be in the future. Consider taking a builder or handyman with you to find out what may need doing to the property and how much it may cost you, so that you would know on top of your head what sort of bidding limits you may have. If you have any inquiries, don't be afraid to ask the property auctioneer. For example, what the history of the property, why the owner is selling, if there are any structural issue, what causes this structural issue, etc. You need to make sure you ask as many questions to satisfy yourself, to understand that you are buying an amazing property that you could add value to and generate you higher return on investment. Number four, ask to be updated. You can always ask the auctioneer to keep you informed of any alteration or amendments to the condition or the auction pack. And if you're really, really keen, ask them to let you know if there is any possibilities to buy the property before the auction date, as this sort of arrangement can be done prior to the auction date. But you need to ensure that you're ready for this, and also any sort of questions you may have, ask it there and then. Number five, set your budget. I cannot emphasize how important this is. Think about the maximum price you're willing to pay for the property. Whilst auction properties may be cheaper than the market value, renovations are usually needed. You need to upgrade the property. You need to modernize the property. If there's any structural issue, you need to take that into consideration. Unless you're lucky enough to be a cash buyer, you will need finance in place before bidding. So ensure you've got your finances ready, and you've got your bridging loan ready, you've got your mortgage broker knowing about what you intend to do. So all these people are ready. So when the hammer falls on your price, you're ready to go. Make sure you know how much the deposit will also be, and check which method of payment is required so you can arrange for sufficient funds to be available either in your credit card, in your debit card, or your bank account, because you need to make sure the minimum amount required to hold on to that property is available in your bank account. If the auctioneer price surpasses your set budget, don't be tempted to bid any further. If you cannot sit in the room, walk away, or sit on your hands, or walk away. As I said, do not get tempted to go over your budgeted limit. If that's your budget is gone past it, sit on your hands or walk away of the auction. It's not shameful to walk away if you cannot buy a property, instead of overbidding and then end up having a property that costs you a lot more buying as well as a lot more renovating, and you end up selling it at a price that generates you a lot more loss. So you better walk away if the property has surpassed your budgeted figure. Number 6, check the small print. Don't forget to check the terms and conditions of the auction house you choose to use. You will need to follow their terms and conditions by entering a bid. You are agreeing to those terms and conditions. So make sure you understand what the terms and conditions are. If it's an online auction, what's the online auction terms and conditions, what you need to be aware of, and what you need to understand before you place a bid. Make sure to also familiarize yourself with the condition of sales and what needs to be paid and when, so you don't face any unexpected surprises on the day of the auction. I know most of the auction now are online. Again, you need to learn, you need to know how to play with the keyboard, how to play with the mouse, especially if you want that property and you need to get it so that you don't lose it. And again, I learned this by experience. I had a property, I loved it so much, wanted to buy it, and I there bidding, and then I forgot myself, and someone else bid for the property and won the bid, and I end up losing it. So you need to make sure if you're doing it online, your hands is on the mouse until you hit your budgeted figure. Number 7, be ready to act fast. Whilst it is important to take your time to considering any property, there is usually only 4 weeks between the publication of the auction catalog and the auction, so you will have no time to act. Ensure you act immediately as soon as you see the property you want, to ensure that you've done all your due diligence, all the boxes, all the tick boxes have been done, and you know you're ready for the auction. Now, these steps are at the auction, when you are at the auction itself. Number 8, understand the difference between guide and reserve price. Be aware that each auction property is initially offered at a guide price and is also subject to reservation price. The guide price is the starting price at which bidding will commence, whereas reserve price is the seller minimum figure that they would accept for that property. The reserve price is not disclosed to the bidder, but can be up to 10% higher than the actual guide price. So bear that in mind when you're bidding, to ensure you know whether it's still below the limit, above the limit, or where you are in the scale, because you don't really, if there's no interest in the property, you don't want to increase your bidding amount rapidly. So you need to ensure that you know what the minimum and the reserve price is. Number 9, I cannot emphasize how important this is also. Be punctual. Arrive on time. Get your seat sorted. It is advisable to arrive at the auction well before start time. Any additional information or changes to a property will be available in the auction room. So if you go on time, you'll be aware about this and you'll be able to read through it to understand exactly what it means. And also make sure you are aware of any alteration, as they could have bearing on your decision to buy the property. So if there's any material fact that would impact your budget, there's anything that would obstruct you from buying that property, you need to sit back, read that amendment, ensure you understand it before you start placing your bid. Hence the reason why it is vitally important to be in the auction. If you're doing it live, it's important to be there on time, before time actually, to ensure that you are ready to bid. Number 10, make sure your bids are clear and concise. When the time comes, make sure your bids are clear. Some auction houses will give you a paddle or something similar so that auctioneer may easily identify you when you bid. Again, if you are bidding online, make sure you are very quick with the computer mouse. As I said earlier, it is easy to get carried away, but try to remain calm and within your set budget. Don't get tempted again. Don't get tempted with that mouse. Set a budget, stick to it until the end. Number 11, make sure you are prepared for the budget and payment term. Most auctioneer requires you to pay 10% deposit on the day and will require 2 forms of IDs. This could be proof of address and your passport. You then usually have between 14 days or 6 weeks to complete and pay the remaining balance of the purchase price. Any outstanding costs and completion details will be clearly stated in the condition of the sale. So you know exactly what the requirements are, what the conditions are, and when you need to complete. It's normally, in an auction, you're usually asked to complete within 4 to 6 weeks. So you need to make sure you're ready for that. Number 12, if you are successful, you are bound, obliged by the terms and conditions of the sales when the auctioneer's hammer fall. So you need to make sure you are ready and you know what you're doing. If your bid is successful, you will be required to sign the contract and pay the deposit there and then at the fall of the auctioneer's gavel. So you need to ensure that you're ready for it, you know what you're doing before you go into the auction room. You will be bound by the terms and conditions of the sale and liable for the insurance of the property straight away. You need to make sure, because pulling out of the sale after this could result in huge after costs. So you don't want to pull out after you've agreed to buy that property, otherwise you'll get charged lots of money and you would incur lots of costs as well. So you need to be careful. Number 13, if you won the bid, get your power team ready to execute and renovate the property. Do whatever you want to do with it. Renovate it, modernize it. Remember your target market. Ensure the renovation is designed and tailored to your target market so that you don't overspend on your budget, renovation budget, and you are within budget. You're targeting the market. Get the property done. If you're doing a buy, refurbish, and refinance, get it done 2 weeks before completion date. I hope this session is helpful. If you like this video or any of my videos, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of these videos. And oh, I am also running a free property crash course every month. If you're interested, click the link on the description below to register to start your journey to financial freedom. I see you on the other side. Peace.